Tonight I wanted to do some more of The Entrepreneurial Mind by Kevin D. Johnson. 15. Outsourcing makes sense. If you deprive yourself of outsourcing and your competitors do not, you're putting yourself out of business. Lee Kuan Yew, former Prime Minister, Singapore. In at least 2 episodes of Shark Tank, the popular ABC show in which entrepreneurs get a chance to pitch their business ideas to and receive funding from investors, some stubborn business owners refuse to manufacture their own products where costs were lower for the desired quality. Each entrepreneur had a solid business with customers and significant revenue, but neither company was profitable, largely because production costs were too high. The sharks, who immediately realized the problem, suggested that the entrepreneurs produce their goods in China, where costs would be much cheaper and thus profits much higher. However, both owners were adamant about continuing to manufacture in the United States and creating jobs at home. An admirable but naive decision that would likely shut them down altogether. Ironically, while trying to create more jobs in the country they love, they would likely add to the high unemployment rate. The investors, who were originally excited about the businesses, ultimately lost interest because of the owners' reluctance to outsource. The episodes were quite emotional. In fact, one of the owners was on the verge of tears because he so strongly believed in what he was doing for his country. His conviction prevented him from taking the shark's advice. In a final attempt to make a deal, a shark tried to get one of the owners to understand that he could have more of an impact on his community plagued by high unemployment if his business were successful. The shark's effort was futile. Though rattled, the owner stood pat, realizing that he could be making the biggest mistake of his life. As a frustrated television viewer and business owner, I certainly thought he was. Since our economy has taken a turn for the worse, outsourcing has become a dirty word, tantamount to a traitor or anti-American. What true American wouldn't want to create jobs here at home, right? The United States, where outsourcing was once a popular trend and great for business, suddenly threw globalism by the wayside and adopted an ideology of isolationism. Television sitcoms like Outsourced, in which an American corporation outsources its call center to India, don't help the matter. In an uncommon display of political harmony, the Republicans and Democrats parties agree that keeping jobs in America is a top priority to grow our economy and to get back to a more prosperous time. However, ignoring politics and using common sense, the campaign against outsourcing does more harm than good when it comes to economic development. Quite simply, the benefits of outsourcing outweigh any negatives as its opponents describe them. Besides, you must do what is best for your business. Wherever you're sending work to contracts in Singapore or a vendor in South Carolina, outsourcing is good for business. Any that is not core to your business should be outsourced as at the best cost and quality. In the majority of cases, trying on your own to produce everything that your business needs is unrealistic and highly inefficient. If you have believed the negative hype about outsourcing, quickly disable yourself of it and implement the process into your business strategy. If you're subscribing to the propaganda and refusing to even consider outsourcing, your competitors are meanwhile outsourcing and working hard to put you out of business. You don't need to be a high-profile shark to understand the reality. So, in this sense, outsourcing is similar to delegating, although delegating can still be done within company from, a manager to one of their employees, where outsourcing, is usually, in this case, it was talking about production, so it's, or manufacturing. It can be outsourcing services, to another company or freelancer, depending on the scale of what needs to be done. So, never underestimate the savings outsourcing and or delegating, depending on the case, can have. And by saving through outsourcing, you can then make more profit. And, sometimes that pride, if you will, of wanting things to be American made can get in the way of, your business staying afloat. So sometimes you have to look at why you want to do things the way you want to do them, and if that's going to put you out of business or not. If you shift how you're doing things and stay in business, you have more opportunity to help more people. So, just some food for thought. Hopefully you found some value in this. Keep checking back for some more business and entrepreneurial type videos, along with some science of getting rich videos. Thanks, and have a good day.